Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frog Wrestling. It is Frog Wrestling. It's another Wrestling Wednesday. I'm your host, Jon Jagger. Happy to see you. Hitting all the wrong buttons, but you know what? The show is going. We're ready to see it. We're ready to just find out what's going to happen, what's going to go down, what is going to be the big story this week. And I'll tell you right up front, the big story is Star, Fury, Zeta, and Left Hand Heathen subbing before the show was even live. Big thanks to you. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here, checking out the show. The theme of today's show is it is time for people to start building that reputation. We've had a lot of grudge matches. We're still going to have some more. We've had some title matches. I'm sure there will be more, although not tonight. We've had tournaments. We're going to finalize that. But now it's time to find out where everybody stands. Everybody needs to jockey for position. Everybody wants to be looked at as that strong competitor that can't be beat. When a title comes online, they want to be the name that is considered. And that battle is beginning right here tonight. And no better example than what is going to be our very first match of the night, which is going to be, you all know it, I'm biased, I love this type of match. It is a fatal four-way elimination style match. That means that the first person pinned, or if they tap out, they're just out of the match. The match keeps going. So it goes until there's only one left. I love that sort of thing. I don't want people stealing matches. I want to know who's the best. As Chad says, who's the very best? Like no one ever was. I agree. We need to find out. And so our first match of the night is going to be a fatal four-way from our women's division. They are all competitors that have had strong showings. They've had some wins. They've had some losses, except in the case of one who has only lost. But everybody wants to make a name for themselves. Everybody wants to build on that reputation. So our first match tonight is going to be a fatal four-way match between Jocelyn Kearney, Fast Grandma, Gwen Gunn, and Carter Johnson. Keep in mind, this is an elimination style match. Once again, if you pin somebody, you don't automatically win the match. That person is just out until only one is left standing at the end. Wicked Kitten in the chat, Monica in the chat. I actually don't think you're wrestling today, Monica. I think you're safe. If you want to hang out, I don't think you can lose today because I don't think you have a match today. So we're going to see what happens with that. Let's get our predictions up right away. I've already got it ready. So you should be seeing that prediction coming through. Your chance to earn some points. Your chance to do something with it. Hopefully you all do very well. Although if everybody's doing something well, you know, who knows? Chaos. And we'll go ahead and get right down to the first match of the evening. Look, everybody gets nights off. I will say I have a lot of people wrestling tonight. I decided to incorporate a lot of people into the matches, but even then, like, the roster's gotten big enough to where people are just, they're not going to be on TV tonight. Like it turns out it happens. But Monica, you've had a great run in the tournament up until you watched it and then you didn't anymore. And I am sure you will be back with a vengeance, the Mod Syndicate, dominating the storylines of Frog Wrestling. So nothing's going to keep you down. Zarg, thank you so much for the sub. See if I can figure out my button presses. There it is. I did. Look at that. Amazing. You wouldn't know that it's been a week. All right, to kick off our fatal four-way elimination match. We're starting with Fast Grandma. Who else would come to the ring this quickly? Fast Grandma has had one match in Frog Wrestling, and she lost it incredibly quickly. Will she have a better showing here tonight? We're gonna have to find out. I always thought Fast Grandma and Martha were the same person. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Next thing you're gonna say is that I'm both of these people.
Oh yeah, I like her a lot.
Alright, coming to the ring next, we've got Gwen Gunn, who has also had a hell of a showing in our women's division tournament that we've been having for the past couple weeks. She had a decisive victory in her first match. I wouldn't even say decisive. She actually was not doing particularly well in the match, and then all of a sudden turned it around and got her opponent to submit almost out of nowhere. An impressive showing. Absolutely impressive. And she would have gone on had Martha not implemented a similar style to try to do the exact same thing to her. Everybody that's coming in during the entrances here, welcome. Don't forget to cast your vote for a prediction. There is still time on which of these 4 competitors you think are going to win. Let's see where we're at. Right now, a lot of people favoring Fast Grandma. I'm going to say a surprising lack of points for Gwen. Gwen had a very strong showing in that tournament, only being taken down by Martha, who again is an incredible competitor. But, you know, don't let me tell you where to spend your points. You guys spend your points. They won't let me vote on it.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the superstar Leon.
Jocelyn Kearney has also done incredibly well. She had a bit of a slow start. She was in a lot of group matches, much like this one. She just wasn't finding her flow. She did go on to manage beating Kim Johnson in a match. Kim is in the finals of that women's division tournament, so there is perhaps no ceiling to what Jocelyn can do in the ring.
She has stolen the show on many occasions, and I think she's planning on doing it again here tonight.
Jocelyn, definitely a fan favorite. I need to tell her that. I don't think she's ever watched the stream. She gave me permission to put her in this, and I think that was it. I should tell her that you all really like her character.
And from Salt Lake City, Utah, Carter Johnson. This superstar has no hobbies, no stress relievers, nothing outside of WWE.
Carter also very dominant. Every single one of these wrestlers have a fantastic resume. They've had some tough losses, but they've had some impressive victories. And I think that's why it's going to be a good match here. It is a good opportunity for any of these women to make a strong name for themselves. This is your chance to stand out. This is your chance to really do something impressive. If you're Fast Grandma, this is your chance to prove that you can win a match. And with that, the match is underway. Carter going quickly after Gwen, and Fast Grandma teaming up briefly with Carter to do some damage to Jocelyn. We'll be curious to see if teamwork stays a theme. Teamwork can get you far in a match like this, at least until the very end. And as you can tell by the ladder coming into the ring, anything goes in a match like this. Jocelyn off the ropes. A fantastic move. Catches Fast Grandma. Brings her down. Amazing athleticism from Jocelyn to a incredibly old lady. And here we see a little more teamwork. Carter and Jocelyn now working well together. Carter going to be everybody's friend, at least until she isn't. Right now it seems to be working out well for her as Carter is standing in the ring. Jocelyn outside, everybody else currently taking a beating. Joss looked like she was going to pick her moment. Gets picked up by Fast Grandma the second she gets back in the ring. Didn't Fast Grandma get smoked last time? She did. Fast Grandma has not had a great debut, but she's only had one match. You know. And Fast Grandma thrown into the steps. And Jocelyn slamming that old lady's face into the ground and kicking the dirt on her face. Meanwhile, Gwen mocking Carter. Oh, a vicious knee to the face. Jocelyn really building momentum here against the elderly. And it is down to Jocelyn and Carter, although Gwen back up quickly, going for a submission maneuver. Gwen extremely good and extremely dangerous with those submission maneuvers. And right now, little chaos, a pin attempt for Fast Grandma. Ref did not even get there for a 1 count. And right now, everybody's in the way. Fast Grandma finding a little strength to put Carter down on the floor and mocking her. And we're getting more teamwork between Carter now teaming with Gwen. I think Carter has helped everybody in this match, although that did not last very long. She immediately goes on the offensive and hits Gwen. And it looks like Fast Grandma is down. For ref, only a 2 count, but might have been a 3 if the ref hadn't run head first into the ring. Look, the ref was very excited. We will check and make sure he is okay after this match. The ref nearly knocking himself out in this match. Fast Grandma would have probably been eliminated. Now going for a pin on Jocelyn. The ref is in the ring. They are keeping him on his toes for a poor man that might be in serious condition. He's got his legs stuck in a ladder right now. He's fine. He's trying to watch the match. Like, he's all of us right now, but he's certainly having a hard time. He probably would appreciate a little help. Fast Grandma caught again by this same maneuver from Jocelyn. A very impressive display. And Carter, vicious kicks to the head. So far, no pins made. Poor ref just trying to do his job. A thankless job sometimes. I think every pinfall people accuse him of being slow. Huge maneuver from Carter Johnson. She's got Gwen down. I thought she might be going for a pin, but she's not done. Focusing on that arm. And we are currently awaiting who will be the first eliminated from this elimination match. We go until there is one winner, a reversal from Gwen, and now Carter is in trouble. Meanwhile, Fast Grandma and Jocelyn continuing to fight on the outside near that table. Big choke slam onto her own knee from Carter. Painful. and effective. There's a pinfall on the outside. The ref gets out, but he is slow. Another pinfall inside, gets only a 1 count. How he saw that, I don't know. The poor ref. And Gwen trying to get Carter to submit, a method she has seen very effective in her previous matches. And weapons continue to get pulled out from under the ring. There's a pin attempt on Jocelyn, gets a 2 count for Fast Grandma. She kicks out, but Carter now has Gwen in a submission maneuver, and this would be an ultimate twist if Gwen tapped out. Gwen manages to kick out, nearly kicks the referee. Meanwhile, Jocelyn going for a pin. I didn't see what laid out Fast Grandma, but doesn't matter. Only gets a 2 count. Carter daring Gwen to get up, and right now, the ref is just getting whiplash from all these pins and submissions. Carter decides to get out of there. Doing something interesting with that ladder. I guess we're just going to set that there. Carter gets Fast Grandma up, drops her on the knee. Goes for a pinfall, but the ref is currently watching the T-break, and Jocelyn taps out from the T-break, misses the pin from Carter as a result. Jocelyn has been eliminated by Gwen, that vicious T-break submission maneuver that has put out multiple opponents, but it did cause the ref to not be available for a pinfall, keeping Fast Grandma in this match a little bit longer. Fast Grandma is in a bit of a spot, but Gwen coming to her aid. Maybe intentionally, maybe not. Clearly not. It's like Carter interrupts whatever plan was going on. We are down to 3. Fast Grandma thrown to the floor. Gwen going after her. Maybe spotting who she perceives as the weaker opponent. Go for an elimination quick. Gwen has now eliminated 1 competitor. And look at the strength of Fast Grandma. And going for a pin, Gwen's gonna let it happen. Smart move. A 2 count. Carter staying alive. There's an arm drag from Fast Grandma onto the ladder, but Gwen is back up on her feet quickly and takes control. Now taunting Fast Grandma. Carter taunting her back, and Gwen has apparently heard enough. But now Gwen is getting double teamed by Carter and Fast Grandma. It looks like Grandma is going to come out ahead. Another hip toss, throwing Gwen to the ground. And Carter from behind, and now it's a double team on Grandma. Carter manages to get a little offense. Grandma's in there to recover. Right now, they are just trading blows. It could go any direction at this point, although Grandma going for a cover, and Gwen says, go ahead. Only gets a 2 count, and oh my goodness! Gwen! She's old! She's old! What? We didn't need to see that. My God, you guys. That might be it for Fast Grandma. She's been clocked in the head by a baseball bat several times. And Fast Grandma is out of here. She at least lasted a little longer than last time, but she's going to head back if she can get past everybody. Well, the same healthcare professionals that'll check out our ref will be checking out Fast Grandma. They get tied up in the ropes. Carter manages to get a chair shot as a result of it, but only a chair shot. Gwen viciously going after her. And it looks like both of them are down. Gwen fighting to get to her feet. Carter getting to her feet at the same time. A little bit of a desperation maneuver. They roll down onto the chair. Damage to both, but now Gwen has the chair. She misses with the chair shot. Carter back up on her feet. Carter with an opportunity here. Only a 2 count. I thought Carter had that, and Gwen still struggling to recover from it. Gwen is still in this, and there is no denying how impressive she has been in her matches. Carter thought she was going for a pin. It's a submission move, trying to get Gwen to tap. This is how Gwen typically wins matches. She seems to be fighting it. There it is. Knees to the head, and it manages to give her an opening. And now Gwen building momentum. This match is for status. This match is to be able to tell everybody else in the locker room that you came out on top after a fight like this, and both of these competitors want that badly. Vicious slams onto the mat, Carter reeling, and Gwen looks like she wants to end this thing. Throws her off the ropes, not off the ropes, over the ropes, and Carter is outside of the ring. Falls do count anywhere. With Gwen, submissions also possible anywhere. Picks Carter up. Big punch. Big kick. Goes for another. Carter dodges. Gwen dodges. And slams her to the ground. And I feel the momentum building. What are we going to see here? Gwen up to the top rope. Drops on her. There's the pin. And Gwen picks up a victory. Another impressive display. Here's our shot from the lighting fixtures from earlier. Embedded a camera up there to really get you in on the action. And that is what allowed Gwen to pick up the victory.
Here is your winner, the Undead.
Carter is floating currently. Maybe she should have floated during the match. Might have given her an edge. Unfortunately, she did not choose the power of levitation during the match, choosing it afterwards instead. And Gwen said her losing to Martha was a mistake. And after eliminating 2 opponents in that match, you have to wonder if there was some truth to that statement. It is hard to say. Regardless, that is going to be a victory for Gwen, who was actually tied for the second most votes. Definitely the most points went to Carter on that one. A lot of people thought Carter was going to pull that one out, but that was not the case. Let's go ahead and complete that. Get set up for our next match here. All right. A couple weeks ago, you all may remember that the Mod Syndicate began what can only be described as a reign of terror on Frog Wrestling. Not attempting to win matches so much as to punish their opponents. Our current Frog Wrestling champion, Scott Johnson, out from injuries as a result of one of those beatdowns. And in an effort to get a little payback, Jon Jagger has challenged Ben for the Dragon Beef Championship, which, to be clear, he was told no. But Tom Merritt, the leader of the Mod Syndicate, has given an ultimatum, an option. If Jon can beat Tom in an Extreme Rules match, Ben will give Jon a title shot for the Dragon Beef Championship. And that Extreme Rules match is going to happen right now. So we're going to go ahead and start the prediction up. Keep in mind, this is an Extreme Rules match. Jon Jagger versus the leader of the Mod Syndicate, Tom Merritt, for a shot at a future date for the Dragon Beef Championship. Go ahead and get your predictions in while I set up the match here. Give it a good think. See what you believe. It was naturally Tom Merritt who requested that it be an Extreme Rules, no disqualifications match. We will have to see. Ben in the chat. Ben is going to be interested in the outcome of this match. If Jon wins, that title could be in danger. His two friends will go to war. But we got to see what happens first. Tom Merritt has been an interesting tutor for Ben. He has brought out a more savage side to Ben. I mean, I always root for myself, but I do want to see Jon versus Ben. I feel like ever since Ben got added, people have been waiting for that. At least people who know my podcast history. So I'm going to root for myself, everybody. Don't worry about it.
Representing the core from Scottsdale, Arizona, weighing in at 225 pounds, Jon Jagger.
Gentlemen, I think this one's going to turn into a fight in a hurry, and I cannot wait.
As Ben says in the chat, he was the chosen one. Ben was supposed to defeat the Mod Syndicate, not join it. So true. Mod power corrupts. Yeah, I liked the Syndicate before they heel turn. And I can respect a heel, but not ones that cheat. And there he is, Jon's opponent. Tom Merritt doesn't get in the ring that often. He usually has his fellow mods do the work for him. But when he has to get his hands dirty, he has been very effective.
It's one that the WWE Universe has wanted to see. It's one that I've been waiting to see. And it's about to go down.
You can probably bet that wherever Scott is, he is watching this match with great interest.
It's Extreme Rules, folks, and the action can leave you speechless. Corey,
And Tom coming out strong, immediately dropping Jon on his head.
You can imagine is within the rules.
all is
And we're going to see what happens. Jon going for a submission maneuver very early. Tom Merritt, known as Ace D Technical. And he has that name for a reason.
to him.
He is an extremely good submission fighter. Jon turning the tables on him, throws him over the ropes, and throws him out of the ring. Tom currently down on the floor. Jon eyeing it up. And he has some choice words for Tom.
And he slides him back to the mat.
And it's easy to understand why. Mod Syndicate has been going to war with Core for quite some time. Tom clearly looked to make an organization that could do battle with Core. They have been very successful. But right now, Jon seems to be in heavy control and going for a pin.
That's gotta be it. And he
Only gets a 1 count off of it, but still very early.
Not going to let it end like this.
And he's out of there in a nick of time. Taking this one back to the
Tom
ring.
Merritt
now.
taking a breather, giving a moment, but Jon is on him the second he gets back in the ring.
Goes a perfectly
Jon throws him
placed
into the
target.
corner. Series of punches, knocking him down.
What advice would you give to
And
someone
some
going into an
stomps.
Extreme Rules match?
And right now, Jon building a lot of momentum.
Wins the day. Don't just swing a chair.
And Jon's calling for an early end as he readies the Final Fantasy. And he lands it. And he gets a 2 count very early in the match.
This is when you have to switch game plans. You
But the Final Fantasy pulled out early.
to win there.
And Tom is reeling.
And he's just picking him apart now. Yeah, it's one.
And Jon says, if you're not going to go down easy, I'll get a table and you can go down hard.
He'll head to the
Well,
ring.
Tom goes, secures the table. Not fast enough. Jon into the ring, throws Tom into the referee. Tom manages to get out. This is that technical skill we've talked about, and it has allowed Tom to turn the tables quickly. Might be too little too late, but for the moment, Tom in control, and Jon gets out of the ring. Tom takes a quick breather to taunt him, gets him back in the ring.
Caught with that sharp elbow. Now it's a bell ring.
Jon flying, kicks back up. Tom does the same. And you can see a level of mind games being played as these two imitate each other's moves to a degree, trying to build the momentum. Oh my gosh, Tom drops Jon right onto the table in the ring and follows up with a knee drop to the face on the table.
This could get wild.
And now Tom going out. Looks like he's getting a ladder. Jon doesn't want any part of that. Quick to knock Tom down. Take the ladder from him.
Buster. Evisceration.
Jon trying to get back in this, build the momentum back up. A little showboating, needs to be careful. Tom Merritt getting back up. Jon not quite ready for it. And Tom is going to take an opportunistic moment to, I guess, throw him to the ground. Jon kicks back up. Oh, we got Beau in the chat. Hey, Beau. I think your match is next, man. Jon's got Tom up, drops him down. And a vicious forearm. Tom Merritt, typically very dominant in his matches. We haven't seen it yet, but he can turn the tables so quickly. Once again, he is a technical wrestler, but Jon has a sledgehammer. Tom doesn't want anything to do with that unless it's in his hands, and he is using it. And look at that taunt. A sledgehammer slam to the chest. Jon trying to get away. Tom misses a few, and Jon fighting back. But how do you recover from a sledgehammer? And Jon is down. Tom building all the momentum here.
This crowd is deafening, and he's asking for more. And he goes into the right, looking for it.
Jon goes to get a maneuver. Tom reverses it, and here is your submission maneuver. This is where Tom is the deadliest. Jon fighting out of it.
Steer clear of that.
Jon ducks the flying elbow. Jon back in the corner. He's eyeballing Tom. Tom gets him though, and there it is, the banhammer. That will probably do it. Jon kicked out. Kick out at 2.5. Jon survives the banhammer, but Tom isn't done, and Tom is just waiting. Off the top rope, catches him, and that will be the end of the match. The Mod Syndicate continues its dominance. And Tom dashes any hope Jon had at getting back after the Dragon Beef Championship.
Here is your winner, HD Technical Tom.
That is the kind of win that opens eyes here in WWE. A major victory here. Yeah, it truly doesn't get much closer.
And Tom Merritt continuing to prove that he is not just talk when it comes to the Mod Syndicate. He can back it up. He can put his money where his mouth is. People did not think Tom was going to win that. Bad news for me and bad news for you. That was a devastating turnaround. A valiant effort to try and get him down early with the Final Fantasy, but Tom kicked out of it. To Jon's credit, he did kick out of the banhammer, but it was just a little too much offense from there. But as I said, we have Beau Schwartz, 2-point Beau himself, in the chat. And that is going to bring us to our next match. As you all know, Beau has been on a quest for revenge. He has he's defeated Brian Dunaway. He has defeated Jon Jagger. He did not manage to defeat Brian Ibbott. But that is not going to put an end to his quest for revenge. There are still 2 more people that wronged Beau. With Scott Johnson still out injured, there's only one other person for Beau to face, and that is Garrett Weinzierl, the very competitor who pinned him in the match that kicked him out of Core. Well, I would say that's the very definition of a grudge match. It is time for Beau to seek revenge on Garrett for getting him ousted from Core. Will he be successful? The poll is up. Make your votes if you think Beau is going to pull this off. You do have a long hit list, man. It's impressive. Out first,
Making his way
not
to the ring,
deterred.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 269 pounds, the rock star, caveman, Beja.
This is a match that folks have been clamoring for, and they are excited to finally get it.
Version 2.0 Beau has been dominant. He has been strong. He hit a snag last week when he went up against Brian Ibbott. But perhaps that speaks more to Brian Ibbott.
He says it's all about dominance tonight and plans on showing why everyone backstage should be scared.
And I think everybody knows that Beau has one more target on his hit list after this. Will he be going into it with another victory under his belt?
And his opponent, representing the Grinders, from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 234 pounds, Garrett Weinzierl.
This competitor is one of the most dedicated.
But keep in mind,
They take their matches very
Beau is looking for revenge on these people for a reason.
It's a place for all out.
Nearly every competitor he has sought revenge for had beaten him in a match. And Garrett, perhaps, in the most notorious of all the matches. This will not be an easy match for him to win. The last time Scott Johnson put the title on the line was against Garrett. He has one of the best win-loss records of anybody in the organization.
The look of focus and determination on his face. He wants to show the world that he can compete on this high level.
Let's see how we're looking points-wise. Points-wise, unsurprising, always the case with Beau matches. Beau heavily favored to win. At least in terms of expectations. Will we be making a lot of people happy or letting a lot of people down? That's going to depend on him. Beau has his VR headset on. Sometimes a help, sometimes a hindrance, but always a necessity, and Beau comes out fighting.
There's nothing you can throw at this competitor.
Immediately picks Garrett up and drops him down.
But he'll be taking on an individual who is turning a lot of heads as of late. He's gained a level of popularity that is steadily growing week by week, and he wants to prove that the hype is legitimate.
Here's the weird thing. If I can just break announcer commentary character for a moment. It does sometimes weird me out when the commentators say things like they're following what happened. That's all. I just want to acknowledge it. We'll get back to this. Beau missed with a big jump. Wasn't enough to stop him, but he is maintaining control, and a big choke slam right there in the corner. Beau has been in control of this match from the get-go. Now, if you watched the last match, you know that momentum can change, and a match can go from a one-sided victory to all of a sudden favoring the opponent. So Beau needs to stay focused. He did take a moment to showboat, but that's safe showboating. Safe showboating always okay. Don't practice unsafe showboating though. And Beau Seems lost in VR. I don't know if he even could see Garrett. That's the problem with the VR headset. And my gosh, look at what Garrett did to him. You gotta be careful. Beau occasionally slips into virtual reality and it just distracts him. The power of VR is incredible, but it can work against you. And Garrett just eyeballing him. Beau has lost due to countout before, and it's almost like Garrett is daring him to come out. It has been a real problem for Beau getting a loss via countout, and I feel like Garrett just baited him into the outside of the ring. Maybe as a part of the strategy here. You're at a 3 count on the outside of the ring.
He's at a disadvantage.
Garrett with Beau up. Gets him in position, drops him down. We are at a 4 count. And Garrett throws Beau into the barricade. And I think Garrett is trying exactly what I said. Gets Beau out of there, but Beau comes to. And Garrett picks the wrong point to... Nope, he lured him in. I thought Garrett was going to get himself in trouble, but he was playing possum. And Garrett has turned this around. He just picks Beau up and throws him. Submission maneuver on Beau. And the ref getting a little too personal. Beau finding a way out of it. Garrett trying to make his way to the outside. Again, curious if that's part of his plan. Beau punches him to the outside, follows him out. And Garrett is waiting, ready to deliver some damage. And I think once again we're seeing it. Garrett's watching him, waiting for him to get up. And Garrett, tain't no thing on Beau. Garrett just used the tain't no thing on Beau outside of the ring.
And he gets delivered back into the ring.
A move steal from Garrett. And he goes for a pin. Gets a 2 count. And that was a shock. And here's the A move. Garrett lands it. The A move on Beau. And he gets the victory. A brutal move from Garrett as he uses the tain't no thing against Beau and then hits him with the A move.
And he certainly proved himself a superstar to watch with this one. He was as on top of things as he could possibly
A lot of points lost. Beau seems to be floating on the outside of the ring. A common theme. We might be experiencing some gravitational issues with the ring today. What a match. That was absolutely crazy. And Garrett is seemingly unstoppable. What an insane match that was. Nobody would have expected Garrett to pull out Beau's finisher, the tain't no thing, and use it on Beau. Beau's quest for revenge has been rough recently. But I have a feeling that there are going to be 2 more names that Beau is going to have to to keep an eye on. How often do move steals happen that hurt your feelings? It doesn't happen a lot, man. It's not a common thing. That was brutal. Oh man, I'm sorry. This brings us to our next match. I'm still shocked. I'm shocked that that match went that quick. I'm shocked that Garrett won. I'm shocked at how Garrett won. Garrett does move steal more than most. I don't know what in his AI tells him to do it, but he does do it more than most characters. Our next match, we are going to be finishing up the women's tournament. For those of you who watched last week, let's take a look at it real quick here. This is what we are looking at. We are in our final match. Last week, we had Kim go up against Monica. She was victorious. And we had Dearest Martha go up against Gwen Gunn, and Martha was victorious. So we are down to the final match here of the tournament. Let's get the prediction going so you all can decide who you want to win here for this. But this is going to be, whoever wins this match will be challenging Kristen for the title. And I think these two have been in exactly that situation in the past. Oh no, Beau has no more points. He bet them all on himself. Remember, this is a Falls Count Anywhere tournament. And we're going to determine who the number one contender is.
Gentlemen, I think she's about to start a fight.
Coming out first, Kim Johnson.
The following contest.
And for those of you who remember when Kim made her debut, Kim came in a tournament to determine number one contendership for the women's title. She won that match. She was challenged by Martha. She managed to beat Martha and then would go on ultimately to lose to Kristen. But these two have a long, storied history of chasing that number 2 spot in the women's division.
A major match ahead of her. She plans on proving exactly why she's worthy of big matches like these.
This woman is ready to fight.
And I think it has been a clear and telling story
And representing the core
that when it comes to the competition for the number 1 spot in the women's division,
This is a match with major
Kristen, Martha, and Kim are typically the 3 that you think about. I'm gonna say this. I know I'm biased. I really like Martha's entrance. She always gets mad because she likes like my wife, to be clear. That's who Martha is. She always gets mad because she likes Kristen's entrance so much better. I think Martha's entrance is really good. Kim does have a cannon. Like, nothing wrong with Kim's entrance either. I'm just saying, I always hear that there's a little disappointment that Kristen's entrance is so good. I think this entrance is also very good.
Anyone is up for it, it's this woman.
All right, this match, a lot of bad blood between these two. They've gone to war multiple times. They know each other very well in the ring, and it is going to be brutal. Martha coming out very aggressively. And Martha mocking, and Kim not gonna tolerate it. That is unsafe grandstanding. We've talked about that. There's a time and a place. That's not the time. And Kim now taking control, puts Martha in a submission maneuver. We saw Martha fight through 2 of the tea breaks from Gwen last week. So we know she's resilient, although has she recovered? The tea break has put away multiple opponents. That was just a week ago. Kim right now with an incredible offensive, although Martha trying to fight back. Kim shuts it down though. And now Kim just rubbing Martha's head across the mat. Absolutely vicious. Picks her up. And here's another submission move. Martha, in a bad way, manages to get her arm out. But Kim going heavily on the submission holds, trying to shut Martha down. Martha is going to have to fight if she wants to come out of this, because that is going to wear you down quickly. Kim goes to the outside. Remember, this is a falls count anywhere match. You can win outside of the ring. There will be no count outs, no danger of being counted out. And now Martha using that to her advantage, doing damage outside of the ring where everything's going to hurt just a little bit more. Kim fighting back. Gets her up and plants her. Kim quickly taking control of the match. And it looks like the story of this match is Kim focusing on the arm. And a huge slam. That is probably going to do it. The ref getting in position. And a kick out. That was very close to the end of the match right there. Kim has been absolutely dominant this match so far. A brief offense at the beginning from Martha, but Kim has absolutely taken over. Throws Martha back in, and Kim looking for a weapon. And Martha manages to get away, but Kim's ready, gets another submission hold. And this is the third big submission move on Martha of the match. Martha fights. Martha extremely resilient to tapping. She goes for the chair. Kim recovers quickly, but Martha does manage to hit her. Kim's gonna get out of the ring. And Martha turns her back at the wrong moment, gets grabbed by Kim. Here's a reversal. Martha trying to find a little fight in her. She gets Kim tied up in the ropes, grabs that chair again, and another chair shot. And Martha trying to even things out by hitting her with the chair. Lots of damage to the legs and head. Kim back to her feet. She's gonna try and end this. And continuing to focus on that arm. Martha found a brief window for an offensive maneuver. Quickly shut as Kim continues to work the arm. And just seems like she's trying to break the arm. Martha continuing to fight out of it. But at a certain point, your punches aren't going to hurt as much. Your holds aren't going to be as effective. Martha's got her, though. Letter's home. And a kick out at 2. Martha cannot believe that Kim kicked out of that. Letter's home, usually putting people down. She's going to go for it again. A second letter home. And Martha gets it. You got to admire the effort from Kim Johnson, who kicked out of the letter home. But Martha delivering it twice back to back. A hard-fought victory. And take a look at that chair. If you want to know how Martha did it, you just have to look at that chair. She went from barely hanging on to using that chair very effectively as a weapon. A lot of points lost, you guys. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A lot of points lost on that one, you guys. There's a lot of people that thought Kim was gonna win, and you know what? It looked like Kim was gonna win. Usually, that would have been a safe bet. Win Mage's in the chat. By the way, Beau, he's talking to Beau in the chat, but I'll say it too. Today is my daughter's 11th birthday. Can you wish my daughter Sarah a happy birthday? So Beau, if you want to type that out, you can. I will also say happy birthday, Sarah. Big victory from Martha, who has won the tournament, managing to defeat Fast Grandma, Gwen, Gunn, and Kim Johnson to get a victory here. An impressive match. Okay, you're all going to need to bear with me a little bit. Our next match, our final match of the evening, is the Elimination Chamber, which is a 6-person match. So it's going to take me just a second to set up the prediction and the match itself here. So just bear with me a little bit. Talk amongst yourselves. Wish each other a happy birthday, whatever you got to do. It looks like Beau got the message. He's wishing happy birthdays. There you go. You're doing it, Beau. So I will go ahead and tell you who all is in the Elimination Chamber match. So for those of you who don't know what the Elimination Chamber is, it's going to be a match where 2 people start in the ring. 4 additional people start locked in pods around the ring. And I think I have mine set to 3 minutes. One of the pod doors will open and a new wrestler will come out and be able to participate. It goes until only 1 wrestler is left. It is elimination style. And for this match, competing in it, we have Tanner Goodman, Kyle Fergusson, Brian Dunaway, Brian Ibbott, Marc Spagnuolo, and Patrick Beja all participating in this Elimination Chamber. We don't know. It's going to be completely random as to what order do the pods open up, who's starting in the match, who's not in the match. We're going to have to just see. So I am also a little sad to say that any Elimination Chamber style match does have to be shared with the WWE. We have to use their facilities. It will not allow their, I don't know, I guess their rights, their IP to go to the Frog Wrestling Arena. It's a real shame. I don't agree with this decision at all. But we are going to have to go to the Elimination Chamber arena to see that. So that's what we're gonna do. But just getting the rest of it set up right now. It's a lot of wrestlers, so it takes a minute. And also I want to make sure I put the right people in this match before we realize it at the wrong moment. So, last but not least, Patrick. Man, Patrick has been doing crazy work. We need to have Patrick versus Garrett. All right. I think we got it. Let me go ahead and start the prediction, seeing as it's going to be a lot of entrances anyway. Here is who we are looking at. I hope one pod has a mind flayer inside. Man, if I thought I could make a mind flayer in this game, I would absolutely make a mind flayer in this game. %100%. Yeah, Patrick Beja going to be in this match. He is currently undefeated, which is extremely impressive. Although certainly a record that could be gone today. This is the type of match where that sort of record, the odds are not with you. The odds are very much against you, especially depending on when he enters the match. So we will have to see. And here it is, the Elimination Chamber.
It's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Still holding on to the Dragon Beef case. Holding on to it like nobody explained the rules.
Making his way to the ring, representing the core from South
The title has changed 3 times, and Dunaway has not cashed in.
For over 16 years, this structure has played host to WWE's greatest warriors.
I like this series of messages. Someone put 10K on Ibbott as I voted my 96, followed by Ben saying, I put 10K on Ibbott. He's got this. Caught. They got you, man. And it looks like Brian Dunaway going into the pod. We don't know when he will be released, but he will not be starting the match. Coming next to the ring, Patrick Beja,
from Paris, France, weighing in
a very dangerous man.
one half of the Internet's Tag Team Champions, the Wanderer Patrick B.
Guys, I was in the arena when the Elimination Chamber debuted in 2002, and somehow the structure has become even more destructive.
Patrick, as we said, currently undefeated.
To show his dominance in this division with an emphatic win tonight.
Something of a workhorse for the whole thing. He comes to the ring, he gets the job done, and so far he hasn't lost. He will not be starting in the ring, which does increase his odds of winning. Patrick eyeing the pod, getting in. It looks like also starting in a pod, someone that Ben put 10K on, a gambler in his own right, Brian Ibbott. He bets on himself, and you know what? Tends to be a safe bet. Brian Ibbott, the first person to put an end to Beau's revenge plans.
Marvelous Brian.
Fellas, I've been looking forward to this match for a while.
Brian Ibbott currently
Outside the Elimination
got the most votes for him, although Patrick keeping up.
He's in perhaps the best physical condition of his life. He knows what it takes to reach the top here in WWE.
All right, we have one more pod. We need to find out who is going to be going into it. The next two after that will be the people who are starting in the ring. Statistically, they will have a harder time winning. Our final pod person is none other than Kyle Fergusson. Coming in after losing the Dragon Beef Championship. He is now on a quest to reclaim it. It has been a good night for grinding gear. Garrett won his match against Beau.
Harsh steel, unforgiving plexiglass, and 6 of the most hungry competitors in WWE. This Elimination Chamber is going to be brutal. A guy who treats every match as if it's the biggest one of his career. He definitely plans to steal the show tonight.
And that is going to show us who our 4 in the pod are going to be. Brian Ibbott, Brian Dunaway, Kyle Fergusson. Like, coming out now, going to be in the ring, one of our starting competitors, Marc Spagnuolo.
Representing DIY from New Jersey, weighing in at 235 pounds, Wood Wickheiser Mark S.
That's right, Wood Whisper. If he said it weird, that's on you for hearing it weird, not on me. Wood Whisperer, Marc Spagnuolo, a resident lumberjack, coming to the ring.
This is a guy who always seeks out the highest level of competition, and I think he'll get it tonight.
And with that, we do know who his opponent is going to be starting in the ring. This is going to be a statistically harder match for these two, with Marc and Tanner both starting in the ring. They are going to have to spend the entire match facing fresher opponents.
Representing the Syndicate from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing in at 300 pounds, Hammer Goodman.
Take 6 of WWE's hungriest stars, add tons of unforgiving steel, and remove all the rules.
And Tanner has been wrestling with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was one of the founding members of the Mod Syndicate, along with Monica Stone. But as Tom brought Ben into the fold, he has made Ben his protege. Tanner has had to prove himself. And it looks like he is going to attempt to do exactly that here in a match against 5 other incredible competitors. And a victory here for him would certainly send a message. Marc taunting early. Tanner throws him forcefully over the ropes into that outside area by the pods. Every 3 minutes, a new pod is going to open and a new competitor is going to come in. Those new competitors are going to be fresh, which is why we say that it is harder for these initial fighters to win.
All the pressure on the left knee. He's trying to fight it. He's trying to break out and does it.
Marc up to his feet and just clocks Tanner down. Treating him like a piece of wood. Just slamming him down. Tanner fighting back, though.
Oh, what a clothesline!
And taking a look at the size and caliber of the competitors in this match, we are going to be looking at a big, brutal throwdown.
He's turning the tables. Uh-oh.
I believe the phrase is big men slapping meat. That's what this match is going to be.
Offensively or defensively?
I'm all about offense in the chamber. You need to constantly work
Although
towards
Patrick,
the pack. The more people you eliminate,
one of the favored to win,
between you and
one of the smaller competitors. I said big men slapping meat and it got your attention, chat. Good. Wake up. We're in the middle of frog wrestling here. Pay attention.
The damage he's taken is starting to pile up.
Marc getting control.
He's got him up high.
I don't know the complete origin of the phrase. I believe it came from Big E in the WWE. I might be wrong on that. But I am pretty sure he is the first person who said that. If you're watching on YouTube, get in the comments and let me know. Marc with a reversal. And Marc has been in control of this match in general, though Tanner trying to build some momentum. It has been a good night for the Mod Syndicate. Tanner certainly doesn't want to let his team down. Although Marc with another strong reversal. And we have a chamber opening in 5 seconds. Who's going to be coming in? And Brian Ibbott. Brian Ibbott coming into the match. We had a near fall while Brian was making his way. But Brian Ibbott, feeling fresh and ready for a fight, immediately goes after Marc. Now focusing on Tanner. And right now, Ibbott is in control. He has Tanner in a bear hug, trying to get him down. It is last man standing, so a submission or a pinfall only eliminates your opponent. It does not get you a victory.
Yes, it is.
All right, we had it looked up. Still getting the comments, YouTube, but you want your 5-star matches, your 30-minute classics? I want big meaty men slapping meat, is a quote from Big E. Big E is a treasure and one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Big E is amazing, and that is an amazing quote. A 2 count from Marc. Tanner lying in wait. Waited to see what happened, and as soon as Brian Ibbott kicked out, came running in, kicked him in the back of the head.
Ah, look at this, just cranking it out. Down by the DDT. Okay, he's re-entering the ring.
And Brian Ibbott gonna take a bit of a breather. This is something you are free to do. A huge kick from Marc, and Brian Ibbott thinks better about getting in there. Tanner is out on his feet, though.
Good golly, Miss Molly. He's struggling a bit here.
Yeah, here's where the mental aspect of the chamber sets in. You have to keep pushing yourself beyond what you thought you could endure.
And a big suplex right in front of one of those cages. So far, no eliminations yet. They are getting back in the ring. And right now, Tanner got a submission maneuver on Marc. Brian Ibbott gonna allow it to happen. An elimination only does you a favor.
He's trying to fight it. He's trying to break out and does it. Saw that one coming.
Matchbook 07, thank you so much for the sub. And Tanner in control as the next pod opens. We are now going to have 4 people in the ring at the same time, and it is Patrick Beja. We now have the 2, I think the 2, most expected to win this match in the ring, and Brian Ibbott went for the Coverville, but Marc reversed it. A reversal on the Coverville. That has got to foil Brian Ibbott's plans a little bit. Patrick now in the ring, fighting Tanner, and I believe Tanner has now been busted open. He's bleeding. But the banhammer comes out, and we have a pin on Patrick. Patrick kicks out at 2. And Patrick goes for a roll-up pin. The ref didn't see it. Only gets a 1 count. Probably wouldn't have been a 3, but the ref definitely distracted on that one. Patrick showing his Street Fighter moves. Patrick getting back in the ring, focusing on Marc. It looks like Tanner has a submission move on Brian Ibbott. Brian Ibbott manages to get out, no tap there. And a big uppercut from Patrick. And Patrick is just running over Marc at the moment, giving him a little lecture on the ground. I bet Marc feels as scolded as I do for talking about big meaty men slapping meat. It's the same level of scolding, everybody. And there's the Coverville. And a 3 count. We have our first elimination. Tanner Goodman of Mod Syndicate eliminated first from Brian Ibbott using the Coverville. And that is not going to help his status in Mod Syndicate. We have a submission maneuver now applied to Brian Ibbott. Patrick trying to get him to tap. Brian Ibbott does find a way to get out of it. The mods are on syndication. You can catch them Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/craftlessroad. We have another pod opening. Back to 4 people in the ring. A huge boot from Marc right as a pod opens. Patrick kicks out at 2. And Patrick, he might be fresher than most, but he has taken a lot of damage, eating a lot of big moves from other people, but he has hung in there. Patrick trying to recover. Meanwhile, Kyle Fergusson is in. And Brian Ibbott and Kyle Fergusson working together on Patrick, maybe understanding the threat that he poses. And Marc throwing Kyle around like it was nothing. Patrick trying to build momentum against Brian Ibbott, but it actually saves him as Brian Ibbott ends up hitting Marc instead. Might only have been a stay of execution, though, as Patrick is back up and Brian Ibbott is after him, too. Patrick trying to recover. Marc gets Kyle up, slams him down. We have only had 1 Elimination Chamber match in the history of Frog Wrestling prior to this one. That was a match to determine who would be the newest member of Core. And as you can see, Brian Dunaway won that match. He is now going to be in the final pod to open. And if that is a fact that these other competitors know, you have to think Brian Dunaway is a secret threat to this match. He knows this match type. He's won it before. And he's going to be coming in fresh. A huge boot from Marc. Kyle getting pinned. Kyle kicks out. Marc gets Kyle up, drops him down. A pinfall as Marc tries to eliminate Kyle. Only a 2 count. Kyle hanging in there. The resiliency of Kyle. A huge move. Brian Ibbott going for another elimination, but Patrick hangs on. Patrick has been taking a ton of abuse, but he keeps kicking out. And the Coverville on Marc Spagnuolo. He's bleeding. And another elimination. The Coverville from Brian Ibbott has eliminated 2 competitors so far. Just as Brian Dunaway's pod opens. Kyle going for a pin on Brian Ibbott. Only gets a 2 count. And it is going to be one of these 4. Brian Dunaway very fresh, showing it. Showing that energy, going right after Brian Ibbott. Patrick focusing on Kyle. Brian Ibbott down. Brian Dunaway was mounting a strong offense until he ran into Kyle.
This is not going to end well.
Kyle has him up. A huge power bomb. Kyle picks Dunaway right back up. Digi Travis, thank you so much for the sub. And Kyle just throws Dunaway like it's nothing. Like a rag doll. Just throws him. And a huge move from Patrick. I think he sent Brian Ibbott through the ropes. Like literally, physically through the ropes. I don't know where in Street Fighter he learned that ability, but he did it. And Patrick Beja showing off. I don't know what he's doing. Patrick just going in and out of the ring. Some sort of weird French ritual to throw off your opponent. Certainly lured Brian Ibbott in. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but it worked. It worked really well. Patrick got Brian Ibbott up, goes for a pin. And gets the 3 count, eliminating Brian Ibbott. Patrick Beja with an unconventional taunt.
I don't like the look in his eye here, folks.
And then securing a victory. And he stops Kyle from reversing an aerial maneuver.
There's a snapmare.
And right now, everybody trying to get at Patrick. Huge club across the chest. Brian Dunaway up. Flips Kyle, but Patrick is ready for Dunaway. And Patrick, another huge power bomb, goes for the pin. Kyle broke it up. I don't know why. There was no reason to break up that pin, but Kyle did it and saved Brian Dunaway. That could have been the end of the match. Or at least the end of Dunaway in the match. We could have seen Kyle versus Patrick, but Patrick saving Dunaway.
Oh no. Reverse DDT. If this works, it could change the course of the match.
And it looked like Dunaway was going for a high-risk maneuver. Kyle knocked him out of mid-air, but Dunaway managed to snag enough to distract him. Now Dunaway and Kyle are fighting while Patrick watches from the side. Patrick getting in there. You gotta think Patrick is frustrated with Kyle after that. And they are teaming up against Kyle. Although no love lost, they immediately go after each other. Huge chest slaps to Dunaway. And Patrick absolutely brutalizing Dunaway, choking him on the ropes. Lost sight of Kyle, though, and now Dunaway and Kyle teaming up on Patrick. And there is the Nat 20. Kyle delivers a Nat 20, and now Dunaway breaks it up. What are they doing? Kyle delivers the Nat 20, puts Patrick down, and Brian Dunaway stops the pin. And right now, I think what they're going for, it's almost like they're going for a level of clout. They want to be the one to say, we did the elimination. Sleeper hold on Brian. Dunaway fading. And Patrick brutally. And Dunaway turns it into a pin. And using the ropes, Dunaway locks his feet on the ropes, turned that submission move into a pin, and eliminates Patrick. And we are down to Dunaway and Kyle. Now, normally what you would do in that maneuver is you would force a pin. Well, what's Kyle doing with the pod? He just slams Dunaway's face into the pod. But normally what you would do, Patrick just wants to go home, you guys. Just let Patrick go home. You would apply the sleeper, and as soon as it turned into a pin, you would release the sleeper hold to get out of the pin. But instead, Dunaway put his legs through the ropes to prevent him from letting go. Kyle calling for the Nat 20. And he misses. Dunaway sidesteps it. Kyle was going for his finisher, the Nat 20. Dunaway manages to escape, and Dunaway now in control of the match. And here it is. The Frogger Splash goes for a pin. And Kyle kicks out. Not enough to keep the big guy down. The match continues. Dunaway currently in control of the match. And it looks like Dunaway thinking about going back to the top of the ropes. Might be going for another Frogger Splash. He is a second Frogger Splash. And that is the second Elimination Chamber match won by Brian Dunaway.
Here is your winner, Brian Dunaway. This was a truly spectacular win.
Brian Dunaway, undefeated in Elimination Chamber matches. And a little good news, a little more good news, I should say, for Core tonight. After John's loss, we have a Martha and Brian Dunaway victory. An impressive display, to say the least. What an Elimination Chamber match. A match to build clout, to build story, to see who's on top of this pyramid, who's showing up and putting in the work. And I think we saw a lot of that today. There's a lot of guys, there's a lot of girls, there's a lot of people to keep an eye on in this division, because I've seen a lot of impressive matches here tonight. That was Patrick Beja's first loss, his first pin. It's technically fair in that match, but a unorthodox road to victory from Brian Dunaway against Patrick Beja. maybe there will be words about that. So we are going to have to see, but that is all going to wait until next week, because that is going to do it for Frog Wrestling for this week. Thank you all so much for being here. Next week is going to be huge. We're going to have title matches. We're going to have the women's title on the line. We're going to have the men's title on the line. And who knows what else is going to be happening. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you for joining me on the stream. Thank you for all the subs, all the follows, and for those of you watching at home, all the likes and subscribes. I'll catch you all next week for more Frog Wrestling. Bye, everybody.